good. All right, cool. Let's go. Let's run it over. I know what you're thinking. Terrible microphone, and I couldn't agree more. So I just wanted to tune in real quick and apologize for that. This is dating back to the 16th of August 2025 when I had a terrible microphone, and since then, as you can hear, I've upgraded quite a bit. I never thought that I would need to upgrade because I didn't think that I was going to speak to so many people. But for your ear's sake, now it's upgraded, but not in this video. It's usually the bad quality videos as well that are absolutely kicking ass in terms of information. So enjoy that, and I hope you can suffer through it nicely. Continue, Jay. First thing I'm noticing here is not really anything. The one thing that I might be noticing out here is that high as an ISS. Potentially we have move looking like this, and it's more than one candle, right? Or more than 3 candles, which means, and not more than 10 candles, or about 7 or 8. So this is most like an ISS level, right? So I'm just gonna note that as an ISS level. Not necessarily seeing this as any lows or something. This might actually be something here of interest. This might actually be you see that as a breathing room, but I'm not really seeing that as a breathing room, to be completely honest with you guys. Not seeing anything specific on the downside either, actually, in this case. Maybe like this one. That might be the end goal of things. If we want to go down. But I think that's honestly about it. Potentially, I don't know if I would note this out, but I might as Do I have anything in here? I want to soft note out this one, just actually because I want to see what is happening here. Uh, 3 a.m. Yeah, it's what I noticed out here, but that's on the higher time frame. So because we're on the 1 minute chart here, you see how big of the moves are here. So I'm like, all right, you know, it might happen, but the one above that hasn't been hit yet. It hasn't been hit. I'm just noting things out before I get into price, right? Like I usually do. I'm trying to figure out what we can potentially target. That one is most likely the target. That was actually a clean ISS level here. If this would have ran here, down here and then up, it would have been a clean shit show level, but it didn't. So yeah, this is what I most likely would have had on my chart, if I'm honest. Not anything in here, really. All right. So this is what it would look like, right? And now I need, of course, some more information in this case about what is going to play out and whatnot. Sorry, I just need to get into some sort of flow state here. Yeah, this is this is most likely the area I would have looked for a short from, seeing this like that, and then tap here to go potentially lower. Most likely the idea here. See if we can get that. go. See if that holds up top here. Oh, look at that. You could look for a CBC in here or something to go lower, but looks like it's just gonna shove here. Or not. Would I be confident taking this? CBC. Don't even, I know I wouldn't take this probably. Because it's an equal low here and we're running an equal high here, so we need to sweep that probably to head back down lower in this case. But I'm pretty bearish in this case, right? Because I have an ISS here and we have two lows down here and this is the bigger one. I would be a bit confused though, most likely here. But that was definitely a short that you could have taken here. I don't know how. Probably could have taken it from the aggressive point. From like that. Are you calling the white line? Are you calling this one? This high one here? Oh, the below? No, I just noted this out because that's what I mentioned, right? I don't know if I can call this an ISS because it's I don't necessarily really like the way that this breathing room looks like. See that? It's just like a one candle and then going up higher. It's not even a CBC. So I would no, I don't prioritize this. I said, if you listen again now, I said that I'm just noticing this out as I actually want to see what happens with this. It's not a CBC, it's not an ISS. I don't know what it is, right? So I'm looking for myself to know what it is in this case. I don't know exactly what it might be, but it feels like an important low for some reason. It like sort of looks like a shit show level, it sort of looks like an ISS level actually in one way or another, but it's actually like no, I said I'm bearish because of this low here, and price is telling me bearishness. It's telling me a 2 into a 3, and we have still that low and that low to run lower, and price hasn't told us to shift yet. So that's why I'm bearish. And until it tells me that we're bullish, I'm bullish, but we're sitting at this high and this high, and I don't know exactly what's going to happen next, so I'd most likely be waiting for more information about what's going on. See if that turns into a CBC here to run lower, because again, this is now the 2, right? From running that high with that as a stop, this is now the 3 to potentially run into that 2. See if it happens. Bearish, right? So now I'm looking for the next 2 to the downside in this case. You could view price like this. What you also can do within here is do this actually. That looks kind of nice. Run into that high, put your stop here. See if it happens. We're at this level. So sort of a failed 2 already to the downside. Wonder if we can get that reaction to the downside here now. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. This is where I would most likely get out of my position if I was sitting on a short from here to here. And that can potentially, because that can potentially turn around as that is a breathing room to go up. If this is a valid area, which I'm not 100% certain it is or not. See a reaction from it, it runs it. We're sitting at a 2 here. If I was live, I would have most likely taken a trade from here somewhere. Looks like a classic type of trade that I like to take. I go into watch the CBC or the tick charts in this case. So, you know, it's a matter of sweeping this breathing room and having that stop sitting here, and then watching the tick charts or something within here to get a short from here. I don't know what the tick chart look like here, but maybe from this candle, yeah, maybe from this middle one here, I would have found something to get in on within this candle and then confirm it with these two together. Looks pretty solid. But I would be looking in the tick charts in here. I don't know what it looks like, right? But you see price going up, right? And then you have some sort of inside structure on this very candle, or no, on this green bar candle here. So that's, I don't know what it looks like in here. I need to watch it live, right? But in one way or another, you see that price was here, but went up to go down. So my assumption is that you can take a short like that from that very candle here. Something like that. Is what I'm assuming I would be watching, right? And then you would get into a 2 here to run lower. Because an inside bar is just moving within this low and this high, which is that high and that low, right? So price is just moving within here, and you can read price within that and get a pretty clean entry there. So there's something in here. If I was live, I probably would have watched it and taken a short out of it. When you do these things with internal things is something I really don't get, right? When I'm watching the internal things like that, you have to consider, right, that we're coming from this bigger 2, right? I can't necessarily call it a shit show level 2 because we have so many freaking candles in between, right? It's more of a hectic move. It's like 20 bars here, 21-minute bars, right? And 20 times 4, that's 115-second bars. 100. So that's a whole lot for me, right? I don't. It's a huge ton, right? So, I don't know if that would be like something that I would be part of, right? So. Yeah. That's the 5-second chart. Doesn't look as clean on the 5-second chart there. It's more or less on the tick charts. What would the tick chart look like? Because something in here tells me that we swept a high in here to go lower. Or maybe I wouldn't have entered that, but I think that I would have entered that on the tick charts here with a stop sitting here. I might have entered just based on seeing a CBC within here and then getting into a late entry to go lower. Well, anyways. Because now when you're showing me the 5-second chart, now I'm a bit confused because I don't necessarily see a breathing room being swept up there. See my point? I think this high being swept is important enough to run lower though. So I think that what I would have seen if I watched and take this trade, this is what I would have seen, and we had a pretty tight stop loss anyways, and then getting in on this short here, and you can still have the stop sitting here now instead. It's essentially the same thing, right? Or something like this, or in here, right? So this was probably just an aggressive trade to take it to the downside. Well, let's move on. I don't want to stay here forever. But the reason how I look at the inside here, like it's a huge two, right? Price moves up, down, and down again, right? So this is the high and that is the high to be swept, right? If this high is to be swept, then it's most likely a scenario when we're sweeping that anyways. So I'm not looking for price to go up here to go lower. If price actually goes up in here, I'm expecting price to continue up through that bigger two. So the better situation in this case would be to see price actually moving away from this level to go lower if it wants to. But if we sweep that high and that high, it tells me more or less bearish price action towards a bigger two. So it will most likely run through everything. Yeah, that three to the upside is not really my interest either. No, exactly. Exactly. You know, I don't necessarily say that these ones would be my high interest anyways. Uh, but it's a I would probably be watching the flow state within price here, because I don't see a specific shit show level that we're actually looking to target on a clean speaking cleanly about it, right? It's ISS above, ISS below, so I would be very dialed in on the current flow in order for me to be part of price, right? So at 10:55 you're bearish because of the high time frame 2 below, and price has shown nothing to turn around. 10:55. Hold on. Yeah, exactly. Like this 3 here gave us the idea of us to turn around, so I would potentially be bullish for a couple of seconds here, right? But then looking to see if that 2 is looking to be swept. When it's not being swept, I'm more or less following along with price to head down lower a bit more to create a whole new sequence to potentially turn to the upside. But in these specific conditions, I would most likely not look for long trades. If I were to take anything out, it would be to take number 2s to the downside. And since price is moving what? We're moving down, which means that the 2s are going to be on the upside. So I'd be more focused on taking just number 2s and following along with price. Does that make sense, Brennan? I just mentioned that this area of price is very big. It's 20 bars, 20 candles, 20 minutes. It's 100 15-second candles in here. And there's a lot of price doing this, so it doesn't look as clean to me. On the higher time frame though, it's most likely a 2 to the downside, which means it's not considered, for me, it's not considered to be a POY. But now, or does that make sense? Because now on this, compare this bigger sequence here and compared with this one. This looks like a whole lot of more of the shit show model right here. So now I'm seeing a 3 here with that 2. So price could potentially return up here. I don't necessarily, I wouldn't have taken this 3 to the upside because I don't know exactly what the story is. Okay, we get ran, see if it would have probably looked for a short within here to go lower. Look for a tick or something, tick chart within here to go lower, because this would have been the breathing room here within the 3 that didn't want to run higher. We do run higher. It's most likely gonna sweep one more time here, like that. See if we get another. That's the 4 or 5 up top here, beautifully. And now we can see if it's gonna one bounce on this sucker, which is gonna be here. That's the 3 low here. All right, so now we're bearish. So now in this case, I'll be looking for a short setup, a breathing room to sweep, right? I don't see a breathing room to sweep in here, so I wouldn't be. This is most likely gonna become the breathing room if price heads lower. That's my idea of that very price action right here. Probably wouldn't be part of it. I'm looking for shorts, looking for a breathing room up top to head down lower, which we don't have in this case. See if we can sweep that. We swept it. Either I watch that high to be swept, this huge one, or I'm watching the inside like this, which is the second one is most likely what I'll be watching. Probably wouldn't take this short anyways, because we could definitely just run up in here and head down lower. It would be way more clean if it did. See if it, yeah, this is gonna go right. CBC here, 2, 3, inside the 2. So it's gonna drop here. There we go. Run into the ISS level here. Would I look for a long here? This is where you can look for a long potentially. You can draw your fib just like this. That would be your stop sitting. Whoa, that is a huge amount of. Oh yeah, I was confused about how many ticks we had. That would probably be your idea of taking a trade, most likely. In a CBC after running into that ISS level as a target. Now we have a 2 on the downside, so now we have a reason for us to head down lower if we would like. But with the 3 on the story and the upside, I don't see it as a high probability scenario because I don't know the story. Looks like we're running it. Yep, there we go. So 4 and 5 on the bottom here. That runs number 3, so we're bullish now. Running 2 CBCs will be bearish. Still, the story is kind of weird to me, but I would probably watch price like this. Sweeping this breathing room here, right? This entire thing is a breathing room. But since we ran the last target that I might have had, it's that low. Not a breathing room here, you saying here, Rena? Yeah, but you have a CBC here. And you remember I took a trade the other day from a shit show, the last shit show level on as a target. Then we had a failed 2 on CBC into a CBC to go up. Just a quick reaction. If we take out all the targets that I have set on the screen, right? That usually means that it's gonna give us a pretty nice reaction away from it. And that's where you can be take an aggressive trade. And you see, I didn't target these highs, I didn't target these highs up top, didn't target these suckers up here. I was just doing the quick turn up, pretty hard reaction up for price to turn around or go up. And after that, I'm not part of price, right? 11:55. You mean 11:57? How many candles do we have here? 16. Yeah, you could potentially call this an ISS level. It's not as clean because I still think that. Well, yeah, I would probably call that an ISS level when you say it. So I wouldn't probably not take this short here. Even though we have that CBC2 into a CBC3 inside the bigger 2 from running this breathing room here. So yeah, good catch. So I would probably not take this short here if I was in a live environment. So price is most likely, because we have the SS above here, you're most likely going to run up into it, but price might also just consolidate here because we've swept the last potential target to the downside. And if we look to run lower here like this, this is gonna definitely be taken another day or something. This one was taken here. That was pretty clean, but it looks like this is an SS plus here. Our reason being is just that we're like sort of wicking through it just a bit and then having a hard reaction down, so looks to be a target for later for sure. See, some sort of consolidation, right? And that's the drop. Hey, that's interesting. Like it has the potential to drop. It can do that based on what we know, right? Based on how it's moving. So it can definitely drop like that. That's for certain. Like it has the it can drop if it would like to, 100%. But nothing I would be part of because we have that shit show level above that can just sweep us right through it, right? So I wouldn't be part of that short that just happened there. As fast as we go down, as fast we can move up. We're moving down super hard, so we're most likely gonna move up super fast. Freaking classic. Failed CBC. No breathing room. We have that breathing room potentially. Doesn't look as clean to me, but can definitely be one. But then that would be considered one as well. So then we're bullish. So that's the bullish move. Goes down. I'll be bearish in this case. No, I wouldn't. Yeah, I would actually. But I might want to find what we're looking to take out. We might want to go down for this low here. Actually. Wait a second. This look like a freaking shit show nest down here. Oh. This is a tricky sucker. You could potentially actually have this as some sort of target. As an SS plus here. Because we're running a breathing room here and then going up and then failing 1, 2, 3 times to sweep into it. So I probably have this on the chart as well. Just as a tiny notation, if price is looking to be extremely efficient. 1245. Is 1245 an SS level? Oh, here. Yeah, but the problem with that low is that we have this, right? Turns into a 2, into a 4 and 5 to go up. See what I mean? So that's why I'm not noting that out. By the way, I want you guys to take a look at this, right? Because this is the classic shit show level nest. Usually runs into these levels because there's one single shit show level below there. I would need price to really tell me we're gonna go down in order for me to be part of price to the downside here. Like I would be really looking into the flow of things. CBC to the downside potentially here. Failing. Potentially create a breathing room in here so I can short it. Not really anything. That's a CBC2 into a 3 into a 4 and 5. This might be a CBC coming from this high. No, an SS level actually. I would definitely look for a tick chart entry here to go short here. If I don't get it, I would be really cautious when I'm taking a short from here. CBC now maybe? No. Alright. That's the reaction away from that. That low here. Pretty nice reaction away from it. Good look for a long here. Would I though? Yeah, I can do that. Can what? Now I don't like it anymore. Because now we have this. And then high there, and then high there, right? So we have multiple highs and lows within here. I actually missed this opportunity. It was like this. So that's the 2 now into a 3. So now we can potentially head lower. See if it does it. Yeah. It's gonna go. There we go. See what it does down here at that white line. No, in this case, I'll be kind of confused. I see a potential level here already. I've said that if you can zoom out, like this and still see some sort of shit show level, it goes up, down, takes out that low. Just by seeing it from the far out, it's most likely an interesting low to be taken. At this point, I would not be part of price. I would just be following along, most likely. 1325. Yeah, that's a really clean shit show level, this one. It's a really clean one. Really clean one. Now we have, look how many candles this is. 8, about 10. See how much more clean this is here, Brendan? Look at this. In comparison to, let's see, in comparison to this. Do you see how much more clean it is? It catches your eye in a way. It just like moves immediately away from those specific areas. Yeah, it can definitely, again, it can technically be an SS, right? Technically, it can be an SS. But story-wise, it might not be telling me that it's an actual level that I'm looking to target. It's not all technicals. I say that a lot, right? It's a matter of what you think looks good as well. Does this look like a super clean shit show level to you? No, not really. Then I'm most likely not going to be super focused and dialed into that. Will I note it out as a shit show level though? Probably. Probably. But this one would definitely be the one that I would target. You know, technically speaking, it can't be like super mega technical. It's many times a matter of, if it didn't give this reaction away from it, should you consider it? If it does this, are you considering this as a shit show level for you guys? Are you targeting this high? Or are you more or less looking to watch what is happening within here and then noticing something here before we drop as a target, if that's the case? You see what I mean? This is technically a shit show level. Technically. But at the same time, it's not really, right? It's not like super clean. You get what I mean here, Brendan? It's really a matter of, okay, how do I read it? Do I read it as a, if you have this on the other hand, yoink, you're going to be like, holy smokes, that's the level we're looking to get at. But if price is doing this, you're most likely not targeting all of these. You're targeting something in here, or something up here, or something within here. Now you're seeing the story completely different, right? $13.01. Would you call 13.01 an ISS? No. We're running that high as well, so I wouldn't call this anything. If price would have stopped here to run lower, yes. Then it would have been an ISS. Where's the ISS there to make an SS? Which one? What time? Oh, this one. In here it would be this. It's just a CBC 2 to go lower into that to create the SS immediately. Because here we have multiple candles. It's not just 4 or 5 or 6, 4, 5, 6 candles. Now we have 10 to 13 or something. ISS more look ISS levels. Look at this. Take note of this. So we have this as an ISS. Do you see how different they are? How this one is super tight and the SS level is a bit more broad but still kind of tight. That's the difference. See where this goes later on here. I don't think I would be bearish. I would probably not be part of price here. Because we have a bunch of shit loves on the upside. Ran into that low. I would have liked that to be reached, but most likely not reaching into that. So I don't know. Let me check if this is an actual shit show level. No, that's not a shit show level. Never mind. I missed out on these tiny things here. So that's nothing in here. That's just a low. Yeah, then we can probably turn up from here. Two into 3, right? That's a 2 on CBC to go lower now. Go low. Thank you. That's a 3 inside the 3. So this is the opportunity to take us potentially higher. So I'm looking for a CBC to the upside here. Not getting one. Not getting one. Now I'm looking for that breathing room instead here to be ran. Well, or not. Look at this reaction here now, Brendan. See this? See how it's moving around here? Usually tells you that you're correct about having an SS level there. Then it's looking to go up into probably that SS plus. See that reaction here? Brennan again, another SS level you noted out. I want to run through this because we don't have that much more time. SS plus. And let's see if we actually reach up into this or not. Oh, I'm talking about this long here right now. Another long potential here. No, it's just gonna consolidate after reaching that last SS plus, right? Are we gonna move up? This is where we're just consolidating for the rest of the day, I guess. Yeah, that's about it. Could you do a quick little look on NQ and Bitcoin? Alright, but that was it for the back testing. You guys enjoy it? Yeah, great. No, but for real, did you get some knowledge out of that? Or was it me just blabbing about a bunch of things? Let's see, daily. Are talking about the high time from here, Kai? Probably like 5 minutes since that's the one you like. Daily. What do you mean 7th of August? Oh, what was that day? Oh, I didn't see a question. There's always something to take. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, cool. Just a quick deal coming up for bear market confirm. I'm waiting for a 2 form that failed BTC and 4-5 to form the run itself. Thank you. To validate the incoming bear market, what would you like to see confirm? We'll probably look at that low. Probably need to do this into that, into then do that, into then probably do something like that, and then do this. That would need to start off the bear market. Because that would be the failed 2 into that 2 to run lower into that 4 and 5, because this, guess what, is just a 2 and this is a 3, so that would create the 4 and 5, right? Which is also the 2 that runs itself on the higher time frame to then go lower. That's essentially the idea. Yes, my thoughts exactly in a sequence to confirm there. Yeah. That's what I would say. Bitcoin is Bitcoin is right at it to do this very thing here. I don't know if that's a 2 though. That's the problem. Yeah, in this case you would just need that and then price to go down to here. So probably do that into a failed 2. And then probably get something along here, because price is gonna be very, very bearish, very fast in this case. Bitcoin entering that 4-year drop period. Oh really? But ain't that a surprise? Fundamentals, right? Or just the shit show model? Yeah, we're seeing the same thing. Yeah, definitely. It's good to hear the times where you have some uncertainty and wait, even though you are reasonably clear with direction. Hey, all right, cool. Yeah, like many of the times, this is how I trade. I'm like, okay, should I watch for this? I'm watching this. This could happen. I'm not sure. Should I be entering here? Might have entered here. I want to watch this? See how I'm discussing with my own mind to get to be part of it, right? I'm discussing these things to have this better perspective of price, and that's how I develop this sort of this story playing out. Discussing enough with myself to get me going, right? Are we seeing the same thing? All right, cool. Yeah. Can I ask you something that I didn't quite get, but to ask if you ask it in 1 minute? Oh. Right? Did Brenna just forehead his keyboard? Keyboard? Did he just put his head on his keyboard? Bang! E. Crazy, right? Dude, what is up with Brenna? But you guys are not the only ones that just hear him do a bunch of voices, right? When he's typing stuff. Yeah, self-combustion. Yeah, it was just a 404 error code. This was 1320. Yeah, that's right. You have noted it as an IS level. It's a CBC2. I already know what you're gonna ask me. Yeah, exactly. Wait. What is that green? What is that green candle that you have noted out there? That's an inside bar. So you're watching that first black candle to the second black candle there. Then it gets ran, so that's the CBC2 to the downside. And that CBC turns just into a bigger 2 without an ISS level in between. That's why I've said that you can only take a technical right now, right? ISS levels don't have to be there. CBCs don't have to be there. It's just a guideline. So now we're jumping time frames, right? Did that answer your question there? I love that he didn't even have to write his question before I knew what he was going to ask me. Pretty good. All right. With that said, guys, I'll talk to you in a bit in the live coming up. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed today's session, and I'll talk to you very, very soon. As always, keep up the good work, and always make sure to message me. And I hope that you are starting to see things in a better way, right? That's what why I'm doing this. That's why we're holding backtesting sessions, because you guys have asked for it, right? You're asking for it because you want to learn in this way as well. So that's where we're at. Okay. Talk to you in a bit. Peace.